At the heart of the grand military parade in Beijing, one of the most striking moments came not just from the display of advanced weaponry but from the political message that reverberated across the globe. As Xi Jinping stood before the world flanked by Vladimir Putin and Kim Jong-un, he issued a warning that resonated far beyond Tiananmen Square: the world faces a stark choice between peace and war. This was not a mere ceremonial remark meant to honor the occasion. It was a deliberate framing of the global situation, designed to cast China as a pivotal player in shaping the future course of international relations. Xi's words carried the weight of a nation that has been steadily building both its economic and military capabilities, and the message was simple yet profound: China's rejuvenation and rise on the global stage is unstoppable, and those who resist must reckon with the consequences. The intentional timing of this declaration, amid a show of missiles, drones, and stealth aircraft, made the words more than rhetoric. They became a statement of intent, underscoring Beijing's readiness to confront challenges head-on. For many observers, the imagery of Xi alongside Putin and Kim was a calculated move meant to present an alternative vision of world order, one not dictated by Western powers. The parade was not only a celebration of historical victory but also a projection of future ambition, as China sought to align itself with states that share a common skepticism of Western dominance. Xi's framing of the global choice, peace or war, was cleverly positioned to suggest that China is advocating for peace while placing the burden of escalation on others. This rhetorical maneuver allowed Beijing to highlight its role as a responsible global leader, even as it showcased its ability to wage war with cutting-edge technology. The subtle brilliance of this messaging lay in its duality. It appealed to nations of the global south yearning for an alternative to Western-led institutions, while also issuing a veiled warning to rivals who might underestimate China's determination. The sense of inevitability woven into Xi's speech, that the rejuvenation of the Chinese nation is unstoppable, was perhaps the most powerful hook of all. It echoed beyond the crowd of dignitaries and military formations, striking at the heart of international debate about the future balance of power. For countries long accustomed to Western hegemony, the statement was a challenge to accept a new reality, one where China would no longer play second fiddle. For emerging economies and nations feeling sidelined by the global system, it was a rallying cry to align with a power that presents itself as a champion of sovereignty, development, and resistance to external interference. Xi's words, backed by the visual demonstration of hypersonic missiles and ICBMs, gave the impression that this unstoppable rise was not mere aspiration but an unfolding fact already shaping global politics. What made the moment even more compelling was how it intertwined symbolism with strategy. The presence of Putin and Kim reinforced the idea of a multipolar bloc standing shoulder to shoulder against Western influence. It was not lost on the international audience that this image contrasted sharply with the internal divisions and strategic recalculations currently challenging Western alliances. While NATO struggles with differing priorities and the United States faces political uncertainty, China's carefully choreographed unity with its allies painted a picture of cohesion and resolve. Xi's message of peace versus war thus became more than a philosophical reflection. It was a reminder that power is shifting, and that new alignments are being formed before the eyes of the world. For those watching from afar, the speech and parade together created a sense of tension and intrigue. Was this a call to prevent war by acknowledging China's rise and accommodating its demands, or was it a thinly veiled threat that any resistance would inevitably lead to confrontation? The ambiguity itself was part of the design, ensuring that the message sparked debate, speculation, and strategic recalculations across capitals. It was a masterstroke of political theater, to showcase both strength and restraint, both ambition and responsibility, and in doing so, position China as the unavoidable power at the center of the global stage. Xi's declaration that the rejuvenation of the Chinese nation is unstoppable left a lasting impression, ensuring that the world would not only remember the spectacle of the parade but also internalize the gravity of the choice he presented: peace or war, acceptance or resistance, cooperation or confrontation.